Hey everyone, Soundwave884 here, the Transformers Studio Series review. In this review, take a look at it, Studio Series number 58, Roadbuster. This is packaging, nice little box art right there. He's from Transformers Dark of the Moon when the record showed up. And that's probably one of my actually favorite live action films of the series. Not the favorite, I don't know, it's a toss-up. Side work, box, back, 23 steps, get you from robot to vehicle mode. It is licensed by GM and NASCAR. More box art on the side. And you can see the bottom. There's all your legal mumbo-jumbo stuff on the bottom. And bring in the figure. It's also very detailed. And you get on the box and stuff, he has, and the instructions say you leave these little, pad things up. I actually like to fold these in. Just give his arms a more streamlined appearance. Because he already got so much crap up here. Just there. That I think that just helps the overall appearance of the figure. Overall detailing, he's got a lot of molded and sculpted in details onto the figure. A lot of this, some silver paint down here as well. A lot on the bottom of the legs here is painted. This white, this green back here is all paint. Details even in the inner thighs. Even up here, he's got a lot of details and molded in, designed in the crotchets up into the torso. He's got like two little nipples around the other spot, big nipple here. And this is the fake front of the car. The real front of the car is back here on the back of his feet. Head sculpt. It's got a lot of detail in that head. And I do like the color of the eyes. It's like a greenish yellow. It actually almost gives him a real live appearance, like his eyes are actually alive, especially when the lights hit it. Now I didn't notice his, hit the camera. Didn't notice about looking at the figure just when you just look at it. I think he looks cool. I like his head sculpt. When I actually pay attention to it, it's just like he's got a Jay Leno chin. And he's got a big, huge hunker of a nose. I mean, that thing, it just really stands out when I take photos of his face. The thing I noticed is just his big freaking nose, and it is like I don't know, like a fat guy's chubby face. That's what it comes across as. I don't know. Overall, I still like that sculpt. It's still cool. And he's got a lot of other details on his arms as well, paint, some silver paint and everything. And he does have pretty much the entire shell of his car on his back. And again, it's supposed to tab in back here to his back, but it will come untabbed very easily. It's untabbed. It's one thing with Studio Series figures that a lot of tabs do not hold on these things. So just beware of that. Otherwise, also these things here on the sides are just kind of on a ball joint, so it will be knocked around. So you can move it to where your heart's content. That's just where I put it, because that's where the instructions show. Just stick it on the side of the tire. Alrighty, it does come with. It came on tap. This little bitty Gatling gun. That thing is tiny. Look at this thing. It is small. The back of the package shows you have it pegged into the side of his arm. The instructions show you sticking somewhere behind his head. It doesn't actually show you where. But he does have two peg holes on the outer side of his face, so you can peg it in. And he likes to snuggle it when you do so. Oh, I love you, gun. You're so good. We like to destroy the Decepticons, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay. Alright, and then he can also just hold it in his hand like a thing. But look how tiny that is. That is tiny. Roadbuster, you can't. I don't have to overcompensate. No. And it's not the size that counts, it's how you use it. And we use it well. Yeah. Playing with my toys. So he's got a gun. Yeah, he poses pretty well. He's got, like I said, a lot of junk on the shoulders. This will keep coming untapped, so just make sure you hold that in. Articulation on this figure, he has no waist swivel. It's because of transformation. This is all one solid piece. He does have this upper thigh swivel right here. And hips will go out to there. Kick forward. And he starts going out to the side the higher you raise him. Can't really go far back. He's got the car on his back. Knee bends, you can get a little more than 90 degrees. It's got a little ankle tilts going forward, like a toe tap going forwards here. That's the transformation. There's no ankle tilt to the sides or anything. There's no wrist swivels. He just have a bicep swivel, just kind of tight, just because the way he's molded is at an angle, so it doesn't turn like straight. So it's got to kind of work it. Elbow bends to there. He actually has a dual elbow joint. He's got one there and one there, so you can actually move his arm up and get a full, more of a full bend. That's also because of transformation. Wrists do go like this, and that's because they fold in for transformation. Shoulders go out to there. You can 360 maybe? I don't know, so much junk. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, you can 360 your shoulders. This is a lot of junk going on right there. Head is on the ball. You can't turn him all the way around because I just took his head right off. Get back on there. I guess the Decepticon's got a hold of him. So I wouldn't try to 360 his head around. As you see, I just took it off. But don't worry, it's on a ball joint. It's back on. So you got to slide up and down and comfortably to there on each side. That's because his big Jay Leno chin, he's just hitting the car parts and it's just bumping his head right off. So nice figure. We'll do some size comparisons. Alright, some size comparisons. Here he is with Studio Series Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie when he transforms into the VW Bug. And here he is next to one of the mini Optimus Primes. I'm not exactly sure which version this one is. I think it's the one that's supposed to combine with Jetfire. It comes with the trailer, but I'm not positive on that. They all kind of look alike after a while. And there he is next to Studio Series Sideswipe. Two badass Transformers next to each other. How about that? I still like Sideswipe. He's really cool. And in comparison to Seacon Gulf and Earthrise Ironworks. Alright, so let's transform Roadbuster. First thing to do, if you have his gun anywhere on him, remove it and put it to the side. First thing we want to do is fold his hands up into the gaps provided. Come down into his legs. This piece here on the tire will spin around and down. Spin around and down. Side locked. They kind of lock in. There's a little spot here. It just get this up and over, and it just catches on it. Feet will now fold up to his knees, and you can see you're forming the front of the vehicle mode. And as you can see, there are tabs, so you just want to tab his legs together. There's a tab up here and a tab down here. So we got his legs all locked in together. Now with the figure facing you, take his legs. You just want to bend them there. So he's kind of almost like he's trying to sit down. Come to the back. Untab this if it hasn't untabbed already. Bring this piece here up. Like so. Come down here to the car part. And kind of move this up. We're going to bring this piece, which is here, down. It's on a little slider. We want to bring these pieces out to the side. You can see it's going to form the sides of your vehicle mode. Now this little piece here is going to tab here. You see there's a peg hole and a peg on the underside. They're just going to tab together. Going to the front of the robot. Just make sure the elbows are perfectly straight. Like straighten this little piece out to where you got the joint in the shoulder, or the elbow being the little skinny pole piece. Then you're going to take his arms and they're going to fold backwards. You see there's little tabs on the back. There's these little slots back here on the back of his shoulders. We're going to bring those up and you will tab that in. Now I'm saying these will come untabbed probably multiple times on you. It's just how figures are. So just line it up and tab it in. And that one doesn't even want to hold, just tabbing it. It just wants to pop right out. See? And I'm used to it. Now what you'll do now is collapse the arms into this little gap back here. So these will now fold in. And you will get his arms, pull these out, these little black netting pieces. And you just want to get them into the cavity back there. It's probably one of the hardest parts, actually getting these to go in flush. There we go. Now as you get them collapsed in, this little piece of the car back here will come back. There are tabs on the sides, and you see there are slots right inside here. It's going to go over his head, and you want to tab that in. There's one and two. Then come out to the front of the car. This is going to collapse down onto here, and this is where things will get tricky on you because this whole car part just wants to just not stay down. So we get that collapsed down. Make sure everything stayed tabbed. It did. Okay, good. Next pieces here, you want to bring these up. So there's these little tab markers here. These little gray tab pieces here. When you want to slide that in, and you just sort of hook right onto that. Same on the other side. Like so. So after you finish that, you take his gun. There's just a little hole here in the front. Pick it in, so it's like he deployed his gun. And it's in the front of vehicle mode. And you are done transforming Roadbuster. Alright, so take a look at Roadbuster in vehicle mode. Like I said, things don't tab in very well. This sort of just stays on the side. Things will come untabbed probably if you mess with them too much. Just letting you know. Just as all Studio Series figures, lots of detailing and sculpted and stuff here on the side. Because this was on the car shell on his back, but it was just folded under. Let's see. NASCAR. Wreckers Ultra tires. That's nice. And back. That's not bad. Lots of stuff going on back there. And the gun. Lots of, like I said, lots of molded detail on the figure. I do like it. And that netting that you had on his arms here, it's supposed to represent the netting that's actually on the the windows on the side. And he rolls okay. 3 of my 4 tires work. This front tire here does not want to spin very well when he's actually on the ground. Oh, make a liar out of me, man. Every time I try to... he kind of just wants to... Okay, it's not that tire. It's this tire. Excuse me. I knew it was one of these tires on this side. It's this back tire. It doesn't really want to spin very well. But it's a nice figure. I do like the Wreckers. I was like... As a kid, I liked race cars. As an adult, I still kind of like race cars. I don't watch racing, but I like race cars. They look cool. And we'll do some size comparisons in vehicle mode. That is Roadbuster. Here is Studio Series Barricade, and Roadbuster definitely dwarfs him by a long shot to show off the size. Alright, we'll show him off here with his wave mate, the Jeep Bumblebee. Yeah, and just a little more next to each other and stuff. Move Bumblebee out of the way. Now we'll show him off with Series Drift, which is this one. From the last night. And they are about the same size. So, yeah, those are cool. And, of course, here is the actual Drift that came in the toy line, which is the same as the Studio Series. Comparisons with Siege Crosshairs, just to show off how you, if you want to try to slot them in with your Siege figures, War for Cybertron. That's how he looks there. The size, they're about the same. So. Alright, so final thoughts here on Studio Series 58 Roadbuster. Really like the vehicle mode, the looks of it. Now, tabbing in of stuff, that's probably the biggest con of getting it to the vehicle mode. But it rolls alright. For this back tire here would be more cooperative. So it's got more pros than cons, I would say, just in the overall looks department. Lots of detail, sculpting, molds, the paint is applied well on my copy. Everything looks really good. Biggest negatives are just the tabs, and then the lack of articulation. He had no waist swivel. I just kind of wish he had a waist swivel. I think that would make up for some of the lack of articulation, because not all Studio figures have a lot of articulation. I noticed they seem to pay most attention for articulation to like Optimus Prime, to Bumblebee. I know the Voyager figures up have a lot, but usually the deluxe figures kind of get, they kind of skip them on some of this articulation. That they'll lose the ankle tilts and stuff. Bumblebee seems to keep it. But like Roadbuster, Soundwave, nah, screw them. They don't need it. But I'm saying a little more articulation would go a long way into the robot mode. But he still poses well, looks good. And I really enjoy this figure and can't wait to get the other Wreckers, because hey, I like race cars. Thanks for watching this review, and maybe some upgrade companies can make some bigger and better weapons to apply to this guy, because that little bitty gun. Well, until the next one, peace out.